Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thought I'd do another quick tool review on something I've been using for a little while. Seems to make sense. It's worked well so far. Seems to be pretty sturdy for what it is. But real quick, if you go back to the compressor video I did the other day, the Train retrofit, they're not supplying the recip compressors or the rotor locks anymore. Pretty much you're getting the scrolls, whether it's a package unit or an outdoor heat pump condensing unit. It's going to come with a piping kit that you're supposed to be able to use to get that compressor in, redo everything, get it to work properly. I found them both to be absolute trash, because the compressor that I've done in a package unit, and the one I did the other day, and the condensing unit, the heat pump in that particular case, two different part numbers, but the kits looked exactly the same, and absolutely nothing in that kit made any sense. So this is the one for the heat pump. If you look at it right there, get that real close, KIT 18829. Now this is the one you get if you're doing the heat pump condensing unit. Package unit's different. Both come in a similar big damn box. This is what's in the box. First, the instructions, which when you pull them out of the box, you can pretty much just do that, because they make no sense and they really don't work. So there goes your instructions. In the box comes two of these. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't fit anything. Doesn't go in there any way close to what you need it to do if you follow the instructions that we just crumbled up to get it to work. If you watched the video, you saw the piece that I used for the discharge line. This is the about 12-inch piece that I cut off of it that I didn't need because it made no sense, but I was supposed to somehow bend it according to those instructions and make it loop around and do what I needed it to do. I don't need all that crap to put a compressor in. I know what copper fittings do: elbows, 45s, 90s, street 90s, couplings, pieces of copper. You can fit it just like you do in a drain line. Obviously you want to make sure it's brazed properly so it doesn't leak, but I don't need, just tell me I need some copper and some fittings and let me figure it out myself. This crap that they put in that box does absolutely zero to help you. So with that said, I would figure I would use that for another demonstration. There is swaging fittings. You try to do some of that to eliminate trying to use copper fittings, couplings, things like that. Elbows you need, trying to make a bend, that makes sense. But sometimes you're putting a piece of pipe together, you don't want to use a coupling, you want to swedge the end of it somewhere, try to make that work. That's what I try to do. There's all types of swaging tools that are out there, and you can spend $400 or $500 on hydraulic swaging tools that come in this big box that takes up all this room. You open it up, you got to take the components out, match them, fit them together, do all that. You know, back in the day, obviously everybody knows what this is. You just stick it in your pipe, take a hammer, you knock it down, spread your copper, bump it, it falls out. That was okay. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but it was okay. Then you got the hydraulics or the different things. You look online, they're anywhere from $150 if you want a real cheap Chinese version. It probably won't last long. Or they've come up with these little things like the Profit. I've used this, a handful of times. you put it in your drill or your impact, preferably a drill that has power to it. But you're holding it, you got to wear gloves. It will heat the copper up. You're going to get hot, maybe burn yourself. You know, obviously you always want to deburr when you're doing something like that. But these things, they were kind of a pain in the ass too. Your different sizes, close-up view. Stick it in your drill, stick it in the end of your pipe, based on what you're doing. That one, you stick it in. It swedges. That's the wrong size for that one. Must be this one. You stick it in. It spins. You got to put a lot of pressure down on it. It gets hot. It smokes. I mean, that's $88. $88 for what amounts to a 1/4 inch nut driver, a 5/16 nut driver. You know, those little chucks are what, $5, $6, $7, $8 a piece. But anyway, that little kit was $88 plus tax. So you go from that. You want to try to get the hydraulic stuff. That's okay, but it's a big box, extra storage. You gotta find somewhere to put it, slide it on a shelf, dig it out, put it all together. That's fine. If you like using that, great. Use it and stick to it. I walked into the local Train Parts house here where I'm at, and I hadn't actually seen one of these yet, but I know they've been out for a little while. So if anyone has not done a review yet on the NAVAC hand swedger, maybe I'll be the first. I don't know. I haven't seen one. Maybe I need to search for it. I haven't thought much about it. But this little thing does a great job for what we do with a piece of pipe. Different sizes from 3/8 to 5/8, 1/2 inch, 3/4, 7/8. The ends and the edges of each side are beveled a little bit so you can get it down into pipe and grab and start pulling that thing over. You have to practice with it a little bit, and you have to know that you can't just stick it in there and squeeze it real fast, or you'll split the pipe the first time or the second time. You got to be easy and kind of work it loose. And this thing's worked fine. I've enjoyed it. We'll take this one. Doesn't fit there. You find out where it fits. Right here we are. You just easily start working your way around. You want to do it easy. If you do it too fast or too hard the first time, especially with a 3/8 pipe, once you get larger pipes, it's fine. 3/8, you do it too fast the first time, you might split it. You go around, you make your circle, make sure it's nice and round, and boom. You have your swedged fitting right there. And it's that quick. Slide it to the pipe you're connecting it to, and it goes right down. So we'll do a 3/4 real quick. 3/4 is going to be on this side, right there. It's beveled so you can reach in and you can catch the pipe, get it started, start sliding it in. As you work it, you get a little further in. You've got it worked. Now you just want to make it where it's nice and round. You just go around a little bit here and there and you work on it. Doesn't take a lot of strength. Works real well. And there you go. 3/4 pipe. It's swedged for you. Slides right together. Fits to the other pipe. You braze it in. you're good to go. Now you got your 7/8. I typically with a 7/8 will loosen it up a little bit with one of the other sizes. It's a thicker pipe, not one you're going to see a lot, but it's out there. You work it a little bit. And then there we go. There's the dog barking. Just obviously you want to look at it, make sure your circle, you're round. You don't want to obviously have an oval, so you want to make sure you got a nice smooth round. And there you go. Nice and round. Obviously you want to deburr this before you do it. I'm not doing it just for the purpose of the video. But now you've got it spread open. You slide it over your pipe, make your connection and your fitting, and it works just fine. So this is what I've used. This thing's $40, or I got it for $49, I'm sorry. Just stick it in that pipe. Check it out, make sure it's round. So for $50, a quick grab swager that you can use real fast in a pinch, make a quick connection. Don't have to dig around your copper, find couplings and do all that. It stores easily. You can fold the arms back, lock it in place. It lays right in a nice little tight spot in your box, wherever you put your extra tools that you obviously don't carry every day because you don't use them every day. But I found this thing to be really handy. It's worked every time. It's made a good swage every time. Takes a little practice. Get you some spare pipe and play with it a little bit. Because like I said, on this softer pipe, the smaller sizes anyway, if you grab it the first time and squeeze it, yeah, you're gonna crack it and split the pipe. You just want to ease it open and work your way around real easy. Then once you get it where you want it, you just start forming it, get it to a nice circle, and like I said, it works real quick, comes in handy. I give it an A, B plus or an A for something that you can grab. It's real quick, real handy. It's definitely better than this. It's definitely better than this thing. And hydraulic swagers, yes, they're good. They work well. They're functional. Not a problem with them. But for the cost, you know, if you're doing installs and you're doing this kind of stuff day after day after day, then maybe having something like that is worth it in the long run. You're there all day. But if you're in a rush, you're in a pinch, you got a fitting you need to make real quick, you're missing a piece of copper, you don't have a coupling, you don't want to use a coupling, you don't really need one, having one of these real quick to stick in the end of a pipe and make a quick fitting. And 3/4 and below are typically the sizes you're going to work with more often. this thing works perfect. If you're using 7/8 every day and larger pipe, maybe commercial, industrial type stuff, having a hydraulic one is probably your best bet. That pipe's thicker, it's a little tighter. But having this to make a quick swage on a pipe, to make a quick connection, comes in great every time. So that's my video today, guys. Like, subscribe, give away at 1,000. Everyone that has subscribed, I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing more of you. You guys enjoy your weekend.